This video covers MathFacTLab's placement test and its three components: the warm-up, the first operations assessment, and the second operations assessment. When students first log into MathFacTLab, they're given the placement test, which determines the appropriate level for the student within the program and provides you, the teacher or parent, with baseline data about the student's initial MathFact performance. After logging in for the first time, students are greeted with a welcome screen, which, in 4 steps, briefly describes the program to the student. The placement test begins with a warm-up. This has 2 purposes. 1, to get the student ready for the assessment ahead, and 2, to provide you with data concerning the student's typing speed and accuracy. For this warm-up, students simply need to type the numbers that they see on the screen. When the warm-up is finished, students move on to the assessment for the first operation. That will either be addition or multiplication. This first assessment asks a sample of MathFact problems from each level within the program, starting with level A and continuing consecutively through the levels, but stopping at the point when the problems begin to get too difficult. At each level, students are allowed a couple of retakes in case they make typos. Please note that assessments are the only time when students see problems that are not accompanied with models and strategies. When the student's first operation assessment is complete, they move on to the assessment for the second operation. This will either be subtraction or division. Again, students progress through a sample of questions from each level until the problems get too difficult for the student. Please note that as the stopping point of the placement test is based on student performance, you'll see that the amount of time students spend on the placement test can vary greatly. Students are placed within the program based on their overall results on the placement test. You can see the placement test report by clicking on the 3 dots action button on the students line and selecting placement test. If you feel the placement test is inaccurate, you can either reassess the student by clicking reassess, or you can click the edit icon on the students line and then select the level which you deem most appropriate for the student. After the placement test is completed, students are shown a progress table and can see which level they are assigned to within the program. They see the levels of facts that they have demonstrated mastery in green, the facts that they'll be focusing on in their current level in blue, and they see the levels ahead of them in gray. Note, levels are grouped into stages.